That was fresh, boys.
It was very melancholy.
That was weird.
Welcome back to Draft Boyz, the FPL Draft podcast.
Yeah.
Or, as always, we're joined by Miles, Heato, and myself, Whitey. Lads, how we doing?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, real good.
Real good, fresh, funky fresh.
Real good. Bit sad after my fantasy results this week, but I don't know.
When you get a team
Soldier
like
on.
that, it's not much you can do. Hey, Miles.
Yeah, I know. I was pretty happy with my haul this week.
Yeah.
Little
You've got
extra
some good-
bonus from this morning.
Yeah, a little Walcott pickup. I like that. I like that a
We're
lot.
fresh off some games overnight, hey, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm I'm excited.
Early pod.
All right, well, let's get into a bit of snack chat. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well,
ready.
Lucky
I'm thirsty.
for you boys because I'm on snack chat this week and we know I do good snacks except
I hope it's a better snack than last time.
just fucking take it easy. Now, snack chat's a game. Snack chat's the game that we play. We bring two snacks, or a snack each week, a drink and some sort of food for us to eat. And then we rate it, berate it. Let's go.
Eat it.
What'd you bring for us this week?
Okay, so the big reveal.
What you got? Okay, there's some chips.
There's
again.
not surprised.
This is like, look,
Basic
they
bitch
better be
choice.
some bloody tasty chips because you've done nothing but chips.
Mate, I have I always have the early pod. I always have the early pod and I like salty things with beer. What can I say?
You did say that, but you know, there's two other people in this podcast room as well.
I don't care. All right, hang on.
I can
I
smell
wonder
some
what
like,
that
salt
mirror
and
was in
vinegar.
front of his microphone, just looking back at himself.
And I've got two blue moons.
Oh,
Nice.
Legend.
I think I've had this before, but I'm not 100% sure.
Now, it's recommended you have it with a slice of orange, but I don't have any orange.
See,
Cheers.
see, we would bring the orange.
Yeah.
If we're bringing
You should have
these
told us
and
that.
they're
We're now going
recommended,
to rate it lower.
yeah, you're just
Honestly.
killing yourself.
Honestly.
Okay.
Okay,
Quite
first taste.
tasty.
It's okay.
I don't mind it.
It's very wheaty. I'm not a wheat guy, but you know. And it's not just because you brought it. I swear. Don't worry. You're going to learn my taste
Finding
buds very well over this season, and you'll get it at some point.
Yeah, it sounds like you need some weed.
Drugs are bad. We don't condone
We do not
drugs.
condone drugs or any other hard substances.
Just alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. We endorse alcohol. Now, lads, what are we thinking?
Cheese and onion?
Yeah, boy.
I haven't had these for ages.
I love cheese and onion.
And I always forget how much I like them. So, yeah. I'll just kick us off with a
do it.
thing straight away. I'll go chips first. And just for like, you know, the novelty factor, I'll give you like a 7.7. Okay, because it's a solid snack.
We're not going to be able to come up with crazy snacks every week. Sometimes they're just going to be bad snacks, and we're going to rate those.
Look, yeah, true, but Heato and I put in a lot of effort, if you don't notice.
I hadn't noticed.
And a lot of money.
And what are you going to rate the chip?
I'm going to give the chip a solid 6.8.
Yeah, okay.
That's bullshit. You know you love them.
And look, I'll give you just a standard like 7. Straight down 7.
All right.
I'm going to double up and go 6.8 for the
Oh, my God. Double 6.8. Well, I feel honored to have such great scores this week.
It's not bad. It's better than the last time you performed.
I think I did decent last time. Just one poor rating.
Yeah, true. The worst rating always sticks out for me.
What did I bring? Coronas. Oh, no. Was it Coronas that week?
That
Yeah,
week
like
it was
You had the
Corona and Cheezels, yeah.
the cheese
What a
that you didn't
combo.
like.
What a combo. Heato loved it, though.
I love the cheesel.
I remember we were talking about one big fat cheesel. Trumpy.
yeah.
Oh, Trumple.
Yeah, Trumple. Trumple Stiltskin.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still there.
Not backing down. Actually, I think he's starting to.
Yeah, starting to back down.
Subtly.
Well, I'm starting to back down into reality. Let's talk about some Premier League.
Let's do it, lads.
Okay, so first game of the week, Crystal Palace versus Newcastle.
Yeah. Look, I was expecting a bit more from Palace this weekend. So I'm not sure if this game's going to be much good besides probably a 0-0 draw or something.
Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about here. I mean, what did you think about Palace's last game against Burnley? They lost 1-0.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty disappointing for them playing against Burnley, who haven't really won a game all season.
And
but
struggled to score as
really,
well.
really
all
struggled.
season.
Got a few talking points about Burnley that we'll bring up later. But You know, I think they really missed Zaha, didn't they?
They really did.
Yeah.
Was he out with Rona?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
Okay.
got a positive test, but it wasn't announced until after the game.
Yeah, because I saw illness and I was like, we all know what that means
Yeah.
these days.
AIDS.
Well, that first.
Oh, it's not AIDS anymore? Everyone has AIDS.
And, you know, look, maybe it's just going to Burnley as well. It is a tough place to go. It's kind of like the Stoke on a rainy Thursday night.
Ben Mee's back, man.
It is the Ben Mee factor in it.
I think it's Ben Mee's back.
He's back.
He's killing it in the defense. Look, I mean, it's the second clean sheet in a row for Burnley, which is getting back to what they're good at, kind of getting a counter goal. But yeah, so really,
Let's talk about Palace.
oh my God, I was talking about the wrong team.
No, that's all right. So the
He's already going to the wrong team.
Batshuayi, you know, he had a few chances.
I thought you were telling me to wrap it up. I was like, okay, geez, we'll just start talking about it.
hand signals, but wrap it up.
Yeah, I use the finger,
Or shut
middle
the fuck
finger.
up.
But so it's kind of back to those striker woes that Palace have. You know, you've got Batshuayi who can only score if he's offside. And
God.
and then you got Tekers, Ben Teke, who is, you know, so 2015.
I want to see it up. I want to see how many goals he's actually
I think we have to go
scored for
further
Palace.
back than 2015.
Maybe it was it?
It was a
when he was at
long
Villa?
time ago, man. Anyway, yeah, Tekker's got close.
Yeah, he did.
There was a great save from
Your boy Pope.
Oh, Popey.
Yeah,
Fuck, Pope had a great game.
3 bonus points. Yeah, but look, we keep on talking about Burnley, and Heato is losing his mind.
Yeah.
You know the mind blowing emoji. That is literally what is happening.
Can I just say that us talking about Burnley says more about Crystal Palace than anything? That they sucked and we'd rather talk about Burnley, and that is a really rare thing.
Yeah, rip, Bobby,
So
rip.
that's why. Yeah, sorry, Bobs. So that's why we keep sidetracking. Sorry, Heato.
Let's just move on to Newcastle because we
I
don't
agree.
really have much to talk about Palace.
Not at all.
Let's move on.
So yeah, Heato's so keen. He's like, I just want to get to Burnley so I can talk about Burnley.
Yeah. So let's.
properly.
Yeah.
No, you guys want to move on. So you get to
Now let's talk about Chelsea. I'm joking. I'm joking. So Newcastle played Chelsea.
Yeah,
They lost 2-0.
they did.
They weren't doing much, were they?
Yeah, all I
It'd
wrote
be
was
much
just
easier to talk about Chelsea, wouldn't it?
I know. It would
Why
be.
not? No, okay. Well, their defense
Yeah.
was average. I mean,
They were so poor.
that goal from Werner where he just like runs between the two Newcastle defenders. They were just like watching him go
Yeah.
by.
Yeah,
I saw him go to attempt it, and I was like, surely not.
Yeah.
And then he just burns through them.
Yeah.
Like you got to give him credit, but
Yeah, you give him credit, but at the same
defen-
time, you watch the actual defenders and they just couldn't tell which way to set themselves up. They look so lost.
I had a thought when it happened is like that beauty for running it to defenders because they need to decide who has to take him on and who has to keep running in case the other guy gets beat, right? So he kind of took them on at the point where both of them were converging. So they had to make a split decision who was taking him and no one took him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that was poor defending really from Newcastle,
was.
but also pretty sneaky.
But we saw it again as well when I think it was the same defender. I don't know who it is, to be honest, with Newcastle, but on that same side when Werner pounced on a really poor decision. The defender couldn't decide to pass back or not.
yeah.
Lingered, and then Werner pounced on it and then played a poor pass across. But again, Newcastle just being very vulnerable,
Lackadaisical.
very
How
lackadaisical.
good's that word?
It's very good.
It's very appropriate to that moment.
Well, there's really no threat except for that long shot, which we know he loves. He's got a bit of a long
Banked
staff,
the
doesn't he?
crossbar, didn't it?
It was just that.
That
and
went in.
the,
That would have just. Oh, you would have heard the net like whiplash. You know when it comes
Yeah.
in so hot, it's
like a basketball
Yeah.
swish or
And
something.
the cries of 1,000 Chelsea fans.
my clean sheet.
Not my triple Chelsea defense.
Yeah.
I got the Delta, you know. But yeah, it was just that attempt, and
Holy
then
Trinity.
and then the Saint Maximum. You know, like he had a really really good chance that Rudiger trapped down pretty well.
Again, he overran it.
He did,
He did.
but the
Someone trying to
defense
force
was so
something.
good.
Something trying to force something when they're not getting anything and they're struggling. So
Well, for us boys, there's not much to talk about here fantasy-wise. I mean,
I wouldn't be looking.
Yeah.
Like Wood scored not sorry. God, I'm making me go back to Burnley now. You guys are fucking throwing me off.
well, look,
But
I'd
yeah.
be considering the fact that Zaha's out of the team. They're really going to be missing something there for the next couple of weeks. Who knows how long his Rona will last. So basically, all the guys that have been doing okay for Palace may really drop off now that he's not there. as
I
we can
wouldn't
see
be
in that
surprised if Palace could score against Newcastle even without him, though.
game. That's true.
But I wouldn't predict. Yeah.
I wouldn't be telling
High
people
volume.
to go after those players. And then Newcastle side of things, I mean, look, they do have a chance. They don't have Wilson. I'm not sure if he's back next week, but yeah, same guys that we kind of
They
say
really
maybe
need him,
might
don't
perform.
they? That's what
They do.
when they're scoring goals with him in the team.
I think they need Wilson and Fraser, and we'll see how they go.
Exactly. All right. Well, moving on. Oh, actually, shall we get a prediction?
Yeah, let's do one.
Shall I predict?
Yeah, you go for it, mate.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
You
for
can
it.
lead it this week.
My prediction is Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle 1.
Oh, yeah. Safe. Like it.
Safe.
It felt right.
1-1.
It felt right. It felt like I wanted to talk more about Burnley.
Very right.
Yeah.
Okay, next game. Brighton versus Liverpool.
Yeah.
Heato, lead us into this. You can start with Liverpool.
Start with Liverpool.
Yeah, why
Are
not?
you going to allow me?
Yeah, what happened in the Liverpool
Well, I
game?
wanted to start with Whitey's prediction from last week.
Yes, fact.
Were we fucked, mate?
Sometimes you got to say controversial shit. Actually, I didn't think it was that controversial.
No, it looked like that's what should have happened. But Liverpool always surprise us, don't they? And they get the job done.
Yeah.
I hate
what,
being
What
surprised.
defense? What injury list?
I just thought you'd outscore them.
Let alone keep a clean sheet at the same time. Good
I
old
never
James
thought you-
Miller
you never
slotting in
thought-
it right back.
You never thought you'd keep a clean sheet.
Oh, no. I didn't either. But I just thought it was a nice turnaround.
So what did you get from this game?
I think it just kind of shows that no matter what is happening at the back or maybe losing some creative flair from the lack of Trent, we still have it in us to score goals. So looking at fantasy, just because of that, you don't doubt the players you have if you're holding them. The likes of Jota coming in for Salah, and he's been playing a lot anyway.
Yeah.
Even Bobby Firmino chipping in with the goal this week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mane not getting in the points, which I was devo about.
I bet.
For me, it shows the fragility of fantasy. Like, you do everything you can to predict what's going to happen in a game. And the same with Premier League. It's the fragility of that too. But, you know, everything we saw, you would think, okay, Leicester's going to score some goals here. They've had some good form. Liverpool's got, like, struggling defense. Everyone would have bet on some Leicester players to score some goals in that game. Like, I don't think that we were off by that, but that's just the Premier League. You're not going to be able to guess everything.
That's it. And then you got Milner just showing up with like a double-digit haul. And,
Yeah, huge.
you know, it's Milner.
I wonder if anyone picked him up
What? In draft?
in our fantasy team, in our fantasy league.
I didn't see
no,
it.
Be
I
a
did.
ballsy play.
Huge. But like, he's slotting in it right back.
If
You're
he
not
was a
banking on that.
defender, I was considering it. But because he's not a defender,
Yeah, you don't get. You need him to get a goal
forgot
or
that.
assist.
yeah, so like you
Yeah.
need him to get, which he does do. And, you know, when he's on the pitch and Salah's not on, he might take the pens as well. So
Yeah.
he could be a short-term, you know, solution when Salah is out. But we're pretty sure Salah's going to be back in the mix this weekend.
he will
so,
be. But Marlo, I want to ask you about Allison, mate. Did you play him?
No. As
I will not play Allison.
Man, the samples this week are great.
No, I mean, how could I? And I had a pretty good goalkeeper in Pickford with a very good fixture.
A good goalkeeper?
Well-
Question mark?
Oh, yeah. We know Heato loves him.
Well, he did the right thing by taking out VVD when he
also,
had to.
yeah, concedes 2 goals against probably the worst team in the Premier League this year.
Yeah, but look, I mean, I like
Against
that fixture.
Fulham, yeah, you'd back it, but
Look, cost me 6 points. It's not the first time that Allison has burnt me this season, but let's just move on.
but though you'll probably be considering him differently moving forward. Hey,
Look, I'll have a look at the fixtures.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going, let's put all our money
but
on
before you were
Liverpool's
probably
defense.
thinking though, I'm not going to touch him until at least Trent's back.
Yeah.
And maybe another defender. But with Fabinho slotting in,
Yeah.
looked very safe.
I'll probably just jump back and Pickford will keep a clean sheet.
And you get burned again.
We all know what it's like. Well, for me, a highlight in this game was Jota. He was spicy. That header from him, I think the delivery came in from Robbo, who is a master at crossing a ball in. And then
Well
Jota
taken.
just put on a beautiful header and could have scored a hat-trick easily.
Could have had a couple, definitely.
He looks like such a good player. And I think I don't know if it was just me, but I was a bit like, why did Liverpool sign him when he first came in? And, because he wasn't always playing for Wolves and he was getting goals, but he wasn't just like banging them in for fun. And it just seemed like a weird
He was like their Europe striker, and Jimenez was always played in the Prem with a little bit of interchange.
Exactly.
So we didn't see him a lot in the Prem.
But now, fuck.
It's that classic though. They look pretty good, and then you throw them in with a better team,
Yeah.
and they just absolutely kill it.
Yeah.
It sums up perfectly. But he's hit the ground running, which is insane.
Who would you compare him to for form at the moment? Is there anyone around him that's kind of... He's really on fire.
I don't know, mate. For me, he's really up there for you looking at your mids. The consistency he's pulling in with points, the rotation of Liverpool's attack. Even if he comes off the bench, he's scoring goals.
Yeah.
I'd rank him easily in the top sector of mids right now. So not too many people would be.
I mean, in his points range around, on his totals, he's already caught up to Jorginho, who netted a couple of pens and started a lot of games. Around him is McGinn, Neto, Rashford is above him. And then actually Bowen leads him too.
I'd rate him higher than Rashford at the moment.
For sure.
I think with Salah out too, like that makes the choice easy.
Even with Salah coming back in, we've seen it, that rotation. Klopp's playing four of them. Even if he comes off the bench, he's super threatening. So I think it's that classic kind of depth of a highly attacking team that, I think he's really highly rated. I think he'd be up there in your top 5 to 10 mids that you'd want right now.
Well, that's it. So if you look at the actual form that the fantasy draft is looking at, he's actually 6th highest midfielder. And so he's basically around Son, Fornals and Salah. So they're all kind of banked there at that 6.3, 6.5 form rating.
You got to take that with a grain of salt. Like I think we just all agree that form that comes up on there is
You
it's
definitely
so
use
loose.
it as a guide because they go back quite a few weeks.
Yeah.
But
But it's good just to have a bit of an
rough
indication
100%.
of where he's sitting. And I would definitely agree with you. Put him in the top 10.
I've got one last point. I was in the middle of typing my notes, and I was typing my notes about Liverpool, and I was typing Firmino trying very hard to keep his poor goal scoring foot, and then he scored. And I was like, fuck. But he came off the post twice. Like, honestly, I was like, how has he not fucking
And
scored?
on the goal line review, it was like a centimeter. It was so tight.
Seriously.
But then he scores with an amazing header.
I know.
Really commanding. So I think he needed that. I think that will help his confidence 100% moving forward. So
Coming off the back of points last week?
no, I don't think he's scored for ages.
No, he hasn't.
So I think that will help with that kind of goal drought and not playing super well.
I feel like he kind of took on a bit more because Salah was gone. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the time he's that kind of focal point for them to kind of run past. And then in this game, he's like, okay, well, Jota's in, not necessarily the same thing. I've got to step up more, put myself in better positions. Is that what it seemed?
It seemed a bit like that, definitely. But I also think that will give him a kick of I actually can contribute. I can get involved and score more points. So, yeah.
Now we know Heato could talk about Liverpool winning 3-0 all week, all day, all year.
Probably.
But we probably should talk about who they're going to
decade.
play next week, Brighton.
A bit of an upset here.
Yeah, for me, definitely.
We were not predicting this.
Well-
Miles, you kind of predict it, but you had the scores the other way around. You were guessing 2-1 to Villa.
No, I did Brighton.
Yeah, mate. Okay.
Mate, I've got the notes right here. I can see your prediction, boy.
So that goal from Welbeck. Ooh,
Yeah.
tidy finish.
That guy
the
Wells.
cheeky. Oh, the cheeky chip. I love it. Chip City, bitch. Chip
was
City, bitch.
that was taken like a very informed, having lots of long run of games play. He only took 1 week to kind of get his touch in and a few shots, and now he's looking,
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, like, he looks like a pickup to me, especially for draft.
Yeah,
what are you guys thinking? Are you guys going to be like putting him in your waiver
It's
wire?
tough for me because I have more pay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's tricky as well because I think a lot of people might have jumped on him after just starting last week. People who are really struggling for depth with their strikers.
yeah,
So it's potentially he's gone already.
yeah.
Because he is
very
a name. He's a name. But
at the same time, it's Brighton. They have struggled a little bit, and I think they got a little bit fortunate with that goal because he was sent through from inside his own half.
Yeah.
yeah.
Villa completely had pushed and left him open, which is not going to happen all the time. But we've said he did look pretty strong.
Yeah.
He'd be a very solid potential starter for the next coming weeks.
Yeah, and he's been starting.
I'd rate him as highly as anyone else who's just scored like 1 goal recently.
Yeah. So maybe in like a bigger draft, if you're in maybe an 8, 9 or 10 man draft and you need that third striker.
Yeah, unless you've got really weak strikers.
I think even
generally.
in a 7-man.
Yeah.
I think even in a 7-man league, like there'd be people in our league looking at him
Yeah.
straight away after that starting. I don't know.
So what about an argument like looking at Lacazette, for example, just to bring him up? And where are you ranking Welbeck in terms of Lacazette? Would you be dropping Lacazette because he's not really doing anything and he's not really
I
playing?
potentially
for the
would.
mission?
I would.
If I had, if you have other if Lacazzette's your worst striker, 100%.
And Arsenal don't necessarily have easy fixtures. They've got Wolves, Tottenham, and Burnley. And if Burnley kind of keep going the way they're going, they've got 2 more matches.
I think it's if Ben Mee stays fit.
If Ben Mee stays fit, we'll get it. What? Sorry, we're going to talk about
why do you stay fit?
I think the challenge this week is to talk about Burnley in every
game.
single game. But if Burnley,
Burnley's our
stay fit-
go-to comment team.
They got
What do we do when they
Tottenham,
get,
who are
when they
definitely
get relegated
keeping
this
it clean.
league?
We're going to start doing a fantasy draft championship.
So
not
we can
Premier
talk
League.
about Burnley.
For me, it's just like, look at their fixtures. It doesn't look great. Wolves is going to be tough. Wolves at home. Tottenham, like they're not
Who are you
winning
talking
there.
about? Sorry,
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Yeah,
And whether you want to keep Lacazette.
yeah.
Anyway, but we could talk about Lacazette.
Also,
being shit
quickly
all week.
on Brighton.
Yeah.
Did you notice it was our favourite commentator back again this week?
Oh my God. Who does he sound like? He sounds like someone to me.
For me, I instantly thought it sounded like a really shit Jeremy Clarkson impression.
Oh my God. That is exactly it.
Actually, on it.
Hang on. Oh my God.
I don't know what other people hear when around the world, guys, whoever's listening, I don't know what you might get different world commentary, but our guy just sounded absolutely shocking. We'll try and get a little sample.
No,
up
it
for,
is.
like,
It is that. They're the
he-
commentators for the
He's the global one? Okay.
Yeah. Global.
I don't know. It was
Worldwide.
ridiculous.
Global DJ broadcast.
I couldn't stand it. He just sounded like he's trying so hard.
It just
trying to add
sounds
that little
so
like
much.
gravel in his voice when something is like, and Welbeck. And it's like, oh my God. He's so shit.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
But yeah, what about that winner though from Brighton?
Yeah. It was pretty spicy.
First time hit?
Yeah. First time. Boom.
Yeah.
Bang it in.
I thought they were a little bit lucky that the ball just so casually rolled nearly across the whole entire box.
Yeah.
Aston Villa seemed to just kind of watch it go and was like, oh, there's a player there.
You just
Whoops.
know it's going in as well.
Yeah. It's had such a long build up of rolling
Yeah.
across the box.
got
But
such-
spank it first time though to put that on a nice curl and
Yeah.
it was lovely.
Yeah. We'll see if Brighton can, keep this winning stretch up.
Well, hopefully not against Liverpool next week, but they definitely needed 3 points for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Lamptey with a late second yellow, so he'll be suspended for a week.
That's good news for our league with the league leader having him. So that's good.
That was bullshit.
-1.
Okay, who wants to hear Jeremy Clarkson?
All right, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Do a little.
You got it handy?
You got a little voice grab for us?
I got a little grab. Ready?
Yeah.
Taking that free kick, Evan.
That's a blow. That's a real blow, isn't it, for these men?
Now then, Danny Welbeck through on goal for Brighton and racing away. What a chance this is for his first Brighton goal, and he takes it.
That takes it is Jeremy Clarkson.
On the score sheet for Brighton. Heaton.
I mean, Top Gear, ran out of steam. So
yeah, you had to go somewhere.
Well, they
Get
did
a
that
bit of
last
money.
episode, didn't they? About
So I think we've talked about Brighton enough.
let's go through the top point scorers because
You know I love to do it.
we didn't have
do
any
it.
to go through last time.
no.
No, we didn't. So this week we got Solly March got 9 points, 2 bonus points. Welbeck with 9, 3 bonus, and Gross with 5. They were the kind of outstanders there. Then Robbo for Liverpool got 12 with 3 bonus points. Milner 11, 2 bonus points. Jota 9 points. Allison 8, and Matip and Firmino 6. So fucking heaps of points in Liverpool.
Points all around.
Where I don't think people would have been seeing that.
Definitely.
And what? Just quickly, inform players, and we've already said it, but
Yeah, I think I guess it depends. Obviously, Jota's 100%. Salah will be coming back. Always a threat. Mane's not quite in form at the moment, but Robbo's looking back to his kind of assisting best. So
True, yeah.
calling out them, but overall, Liverpool defense as well, a little bit more positive on that moving forward. So I'd be viewing them a little bit higher, even though they've only got probably 2 starting actual defenders from fantasy point of view.
It's the Klopp factor, though.
Yeah.
and then Brighton side of things, I think we all just talked about Welbeck. Look, and he's not necessarily in form, but he's one to watch.
Definitely. And even March, he's been getting in really good positions for almost the whole season. We mentioned him about 4 or 5 weeks ago. So we'll see if he can continue a bit of form.
Yeah, agree. All right, who's predicting Milo? You want to jump on this one?
Yeah, I'll jump on it. I'm actually hoping for a bit of an upset. So I'm going to go 1-1.
What?
Yeah.
Stop
Rude.
copying me, bro.
Rude.
Yeah, that is pretty rude. I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not having that.
Speaking of rude, Manchester City versus Burnley.
Oh, it's our favourite team.
Now, this could be an interesting fixture. Ben Mee could really come into play here.
He could.
Okay, I'm sorry, but 3 out of 3 games we got to talk about Burnley so far. So we're doing pretty well for our challenge. And Ben Mee.
No, I'm going to purposely not talk about Burnley and go back and talk about Crystal Palace.
So
Okay, Manchester City.
They played Tottenham and lost 2-0, which was a bit of a shock, but I'm pretty sure our main man Whitey predicted that result. Not the exact score, but you did
I think it was 2-1 you predicted.
I think I said 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought City might get a goal.
Yeah.
Oh, with the 20-something plus shots that they took, you would.
Is that how many?
It was a lot. Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, not too many on target.
No.
They're really missing, which I'm actually quite happy for a fantasy point of view. They're missing Aguero because
Yeah, 'cause he'll
Jesus
just
hasn't
jump straight.
stepped up. So I think when Aguero's fit again, there's no like, oh, Jesus is in form. Let's see what happens.
Wait.
He will come right
Last
in.
week we said Jesus was in form, and you give him one poor game, and he's like,
No,
oh,
but it's
out
not like
of form.
he's not constantly giving questions for Pep to think, how badly do I need Aguero back?
I feel like you're saying that off one game because he's not been back for very long himself. And
No, but I think there was talk of, there's a chance of everyone being like, okay, he's looking really strong. He can carry on and take the mantle. But
you're
Aguero is someone who can be a clinical finisher.
I think I just
I still
disagree.
rate him quite highly to come back into fantasy.
I think he's got fantasy goggles on. Well, for me, like as I'm saying, like we all sat here last week and said that exact kind of thing. Was Jesus is looking good. Aguero's going to struggle to get in. And he's had one game against Tottenham, which is a Mourinho defense. We all know what he does.
Look, it happens when you're a fantasy manager, you're looking at some players and you're actually anti-sweating them, where you're hoping that they go bad just because your player is in that position. You want them to slot back / fantasy defenders, midfielders, all these things where you're just hoping that the things come in your favor.
So this isn't a safe space for me to pull out my lamb that I've brought to sacrifice to the fantasy gods.
I think that
Bring it
sentence. Yeah, I think that fucking sentence
And
should stop
also-
with it's not a safe place to pull out my.
Listen,
That's where it stops.
we're all football lovers, and that touch that Jesus did last week
I know.
just got us all revved up. So
Still calling it not intentional.
Fantasy goggles. Anyway,
So, yeah. City struggling big time.
Yeah.
They've had a
Bottom
few-
half the table, lads.
Yeah.
When they're relying on Laporte to finish like that, you're really struggling.
Oh yeah.
And that was beautiful.
Oh,
I know it was disallowed, but it was a
know.
nice finish.
I was butthurt.
You've got him.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would have liked
damn.
those points.
Yeah. And then they just lacked it a bit. I mean, obviously
A couple of
they
nutmegs.
had a lot of shots.
Yeah,
but
nutmegs on Edison.
Yeah.
I know.
Both goals.
Both
I know.
goals.
And no start for Sterling or
Not
Foden.
fit enough, yeah.
Yeah, Sterling not fit enough. Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's been a little bit injured and there's been a lot of heat as to why Foden didn't play
Yeah.
after playing well for England. But
Well, considering the fact that they're not attacking that well, let's talk about Burnley. They played Crystal Palace. We've already heard
the
a
team
lot
that
about
did
them.
score a goal last week, unlike
Yes.
City.
Yeah, exactly. Pope,
Yeah.
how good was he? I mean, we just said it, but let's
Yeah.
talk about it again.
Yeah.
3 bonus points for Popey, I believe. And he had a lot of saves. I think it was like 8 saves or something like that. It was a lot.
It was a very high
That's
number.
a lot.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the saves that I saw were very nice. And
They were good saves for sure.
yeah. Palace weren't necessarily like we were pretty hard on Palace. They did definitely have their chances, and Pope kept them out. But
Yeah.
he was really good. It looks like he might be coming back into a little bit of form. Helps that his best bud Ben Mee's back, and it's just looking so much better.
Yeah,
since he's
a lot better. Yeah, Ben Mee and Tarkowski, that nice combo.
Yeah,
Um,
they were so solid last year, and that's what they built that team off as like solid defense, counterattacking, and that's what they did. And
Yeah.
Scott Wood to finish, boom.
Scott Wood.
Oh, Scott Wood, God! Shout out to Scott Wood, who I work with, mate. I talk about you all the time on my podcast.
Just wood.
Woody.
You can just say wood.
Wood. I needed to say got Wood.
No,
No.
that's a good. Please keep calling him Scott Wood.
Okay.
Well, he's going to be called Scott Wood now.
Yeah, it's about as bad as Miles' pronunciations.
Yeah.
Too good.
Goodmanson.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Goodmanson, I don't know.
Goodmanson. That's probably it.
He should have buried his chance.
He
eh?
really should have.
Yeah. That would have killed the game off a little bit.
Yeah, that was poor. But that's coming from a team who don't score often, so not surprising.
Yeah. But Burnley back-to-back clean sheets, as we said. In terms of top point scorers, Manchester City, no one really there. They lost 2-0.
Yeah, no
Burnt.
more points than 2.
Yeah. Pope with 10 points, 3 bonus points. Jackpot for me. I was not expecting that, but I'll take it.
Did you play him?
Yeah.
You played him against City. Oh, no, sorry, against Palace. God, I'm already thinking of the next fixture.
Take it easy, mate.
You're not paying him this week, though, are you?
Scott Wood. Scott Wood got 8 points.
You're not playing Pope this week, though.
Not Scott Wood, just Wood.
And
Taylor, 7.
so I just wanted to
Are
say,
you interjecting?
yeah, I am, because I did something big this week with the Burnley. We've been talking on the podcast how they need a bit of spark, blah, blah, blah. And they needed Rodriguez, all right? They needed J-Rod. So I actually called Sean Dyche during the week and I said, like, look, have you listened to our podcast? 'Cause I reckon this is how you can start winning games.
Stop being shit.
And what happened? He plays J-Rod. He gets the assist. They win the game 1-0.
Stop taking the focus off Ben Mee. It's clearly all Ben Mee.
This is the Ben Me podcast. Haven't you got the gist?
Don't you
yet?
know that? Idiot.
Yeah. Listen next week to our side project, the Ben Me podcast.
Okay. So, yeah, not a lot of top point scorers from City. Plenty there. You know, as we always say, the defense, clean sheets are huge for fantasy points.
Yep, definitely.
Informed players, Ben Mee.
Ben Me.
2 clean sheets, 2 games.
I'd be looking favourably upon Man City's defence, even though they've just lost 2-0. Factor they've got Burnley, Fulham, back-to-back weeks. And
Yeah.
I think you'd still be rating them quite strongly over a lot of other defences.
I wouldn't be ruling Jesus out.
No.
Oh, no, he agreed. You slipped on that one, bitch. I just threw a little banana peel out
That's
there
'cause
for
of
you,
where-
and you just went, doop, 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 doop.
Aguero's not going to be back next week. That's why.
All right. So, Heato, I
I'll
think
predict
it's
it.
your turn to predict this one.
Okay, I'm going to go Man City 1, Burnley 0.
Wow. I like that.
I don't. I actually think it's going to be like 4-1 to City. I think City have really got to, they're going to put the pressure on this week.
Sterling's injury didn't seem that bad.
I feel like this is a classic City result where they just
back.
grind out a 1-0 though.
Yeah. Well, is it?
Is it
yeah.
a classic
it's
City
the,
result?
It's the new classic City result.
Yeah, that's new classic.
New classics.
New classics.
Classic.
32 FM. Everton
Yeah.
versus Leeds. This should be interesting.
It should be a fun fixture.
I mean, Everton are loose right now. Like, they've lost a couple. They got Richarlison back. They've won 3-2 in this fixture.
Yeah, shipping 2 against Fulham.
Heato, what do you reckon?
Well, they definitely needed Richarlison back, and we saw that with assist very early on.
Straight away.
For DCL.
It's like 40 seconds in again.
Very interesting finish from DCL.
Yeah.
Kind of caught under his feet somehow.
He only
got it
does
in.
interesting finishes.
I know, he doesn't score normally. It's either like flying headers or weird tap-ins. But they definitely needed Richarlison back, and you saw the influence he had.
Straight away.
Straight away from minute one, it clicks so much more, allows an extra runner. You're seeing James playing that ball before the assist a lot throughout the game.
Yeah.
Definitely kind of adds a different element to their team.
They were flowing.
And that's
Much
what I
more,
kind of
attack-wise at least.
I worry a little bit for Hammers because he's going to be that pass to assist so often. And I was going to say, if you've got Hammers in your leagues, it could be a really good strategy to wait till he has another decent game and then just use that equity and try and trade him out, because I think that you, like, with what he's done already, and then if you just get someone after he has a good game, I think that you could maybe get a very good player out of it.
Have a think,
Yeah.
but give me a name. Who are you trading for? We'll talk about something else. I'm not going to put you on the spot like
he's
that.
rated
But
8th on the mids total point scorers at the moment. So he's fairly high, but he's got some interesting names around him. But
but you're looking lower than that, but a bigger name. Is that kind of where your head's at?
Well, look, I'm thinking that you could maybe even trade for someone like cheeky, like a Grealish, or, maybe even
like a Rashford?
maybe a Rashford. Yeah.
I think that's a better trade because for me, Grealish is on fire. I'm not getting rid of Grealish right now.
Yeah, but if you get someone after a very good game and then you get something on the way back as well, maybe you just try and upgrade a defender.
Super low like Sterling?
Maybe.
Fuck off! Don't come at my door knocking with that shit.
I don't know. Might be tempted if someone's impatient, frustrated with Sterling, only 1 goal.
Yeah. I'd be getting rid of Sterling. I wouldn't even trade. I'd just drop him. Seriously.
Moving on.
Are you doing that this week, Whitey?
Is it just me, or is Ben Mee just the best player? Not in my team. I don't think anyone's got him. So let's run through a couple of things that happened in that game. Obviously, that weird DCL finish from Richarlison. Really poor defense from Fulham for the most of the first half. They allowed a lot of space. Oh, sorry. Everton had very poor defense. Sorry,
They almost
I
let them
misspoke.
back in.
They did, and it was Fulham, not known for scoring a lot of goals, but they were definitely putting the pressure on. The second goal from DCL was so well worked.
Oh, it's lovely.
The work, Iwobi.
The run in from Iwobi was nice.
To James, to Diggy, and Diggy. Oh,
Yeah, good old Diggy.
what a ball.
Yeah. 2 assists this game.
I know. That was nice. Oh, the second assist. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The header.
That was beautiful. And
That was
Doucouré
nice.
just kind of hovers in the middle of the box, like a bit unassuming, but big. And no one ever goes to him. Like, you watch it, I'm like, how did he get free? And he's just kind of comes in a little late, hovering, and they're all kind of watching the ball. And there he is right in the middle, and Diggy just picks him out. It was beautiful.
Well, we know he has some goals in him, Doucouré.
Yeah,
So
from Watford days. And
I think he's an interesting alternative.
I'd put him at like basically top 5 box-to-box midfielders in the Premier League.
Wow. Shout.
I would. Well, just tell
Is
me.
that because there's not many box-to-box midfielders these days anymore?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 5 in the Prem.
I was going to say, give me more than 5 that are better than him, and you just can't. I've run the
box to
numbers,
box.
don't worry.
You run the numbers.
I want to see this list. Top 5. I want to hear the 5. Anyway,
But
but
Lo
yeah,
Celso, I rate him better than him.
he just fucking scored this week, didn't he?
Yeah,
Was it Lo
He
Celso?
did, yeah.
So did Doucouré.
I like Lo Celso's goal more.
Compare the pair.
Compare the market.
All right, let's talk about Leeds.
Let's.
Yeah.
Bamford, he's been a bit average at home lately. He's I don't think he's scored in 4 games at home.
Is it that many?
It is that many.
He had a lot of chances.
I love to spurt stats that I heard, I'm pretty sure, once, and then rehearse it. But someone
read
can look
some
that up.
headline.
I think
You read a headline.
I'm 95% sure on that one.
Look, I think it's pretty unlucky from Leeds because they were all over the Gunners.
Yeah, it was
Like,
crazy.
all over them.
Like that
they got
early-
away with murder.
Yeah, the early shot
And also
from
they had
Bamford.
against 10 men for nearly the whole
That's
half.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But the early chance from Bamford, Dallas, like clear chance from the edge of the box.
Unfortunately, it's
There was some decent saves in there from Leno. He was about the only Arsenal player that showed up.
He was like man of the match for me.
How many times did they want to hit? I thought the crossbar on the post were the man.
Yeah,
of the match.
Rodrigo had that cracker.
The amount of times they hit that was insane. It was
Dude,
3 or 4 times across
That
the
was
game.
insane.
Yeah.
But they really should have taken advantage. Like, I'm kind of surprised that, like, when was the red card?
I think it was like
was
40
very
something
early.
minutes.
So it's-
46.
It's in the first half.
It was right on within halfway of the game, either side of halftime. I can't remember.
Anyway,
But
I just
it
would have
was
thought
it was a lot of minutes against 10 men.
I would have thought the master tactician Isla would have been able to make something work there. But I guess maybe some credit has to be given to Arsenal defense.
Yeah, for sure. I think Bellerin had a cracking game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've seen that with Arsenal. They've been able to shore that up. They've got some points in there. And so I'm not surprised if there's a team to hold out with 10 men. The way Arsenal have been playing, they're very drilled into that. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Leeds couldn't break that down because that's a team I would struggle against even with 10, I think. So yeah, disappointing for Leeds. I don't think Bamford's chances were clear enough. Like he just kind of couldn't get enough power except for that one header.
That one,
Everything else was kind of a half chance. But yeah, Leeds are kind of fluctuating a little bit. You said this last week
They've gotten a
about
bit flat.
they'll either smash teams or get smashed, and then occasionally there'll be that lull game. I think that's definitely this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last week they got pumped by Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they could swing the other way against Everton potentially.
It's going to be a very interesting fixture for both of these teams, and I think that it could be very, very big for fantasy points.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Fulham
We've seen
conceding
Everton
2 goals.
yeah.
Fulham. Everton, yeah.
Leeds play really open. We've seen Everton concede goals lately. So
Yeah.
run us through the points, bro.
Am I bro?
Yeah, bro.
What's up, bro?
Do it.
Okay.
How many
let's
did
talk
Ben
about
Me get this week?
Well, big points. DCL. Oh, sorry. We'll talk about Everton first. I should name the team. If you don't know that DCL plays for Everton by now, you should probably leave Fantasy League.
Yeah.
Who is DCL?
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Thank you. Just for the new viewers that might be just getting into fantasy.
Not to be confused with your ACL.
Sorry. You should, you're here to learn. I shouldn't have been so condescending.
No, we've called him DCL
Dominic
all season.
Calvert-Lewin, 13 points, 3 bonus points. He is hauling in the points at the moment. Top goal scorer in the Premier League.
With 10, yep.
With 10. Thanks, Miles. Wow, good stats.
It's all right. I just put some bets on so I know the numbers.
Doucouré showing his attacking prowess with 9. Diggy, just best crosser of the ball. Or maybe second to Robbo. Reece James is in there. Very nice. Ben Mee as well. Very good crosser of the ball. Sorry, thought I'd throw that in there. Richarlison with 5 points. Got a quick assist there. Straight back into it. Hitting the ground running. Now for Leeds, we had Alioski.
Yeah, I like it.
Alioski.
Alioski.
Oh, Alioski. Annie. Love it. You've been hit by You've been struck by the Leeds attack. All right. I hope I don't have that played back to me as a sample.
It's on your intro song.
Meslier, Ailing, Kosh, 6 points. Cooper and Dallas 5. And Dallas could add a few more. I really like.
He had 2 good chances.
Yeah.
Very good chances.
Unfortunately, he's a wing back, so can't finish. But
Oh, man, he just hits. One of them he hit very well. Anyway, Leno really stepped in there. Now we need a prediction here. I believe it's me.
it is you, mate.
How exciting.
Jump in.
Our first exciting fixture. Oh, wow. The anticipation. Big, deep breath from Miles. Everton versus Leeds. Everton 3. Leeds 2.
Oh, God, I was holding my breath that whole fucking time.
Okay, so that was 3-2 to Everton if you guys didn't hear that properly because you was whispering.
Oh, you fell asleep.
Excuse me. My prediction voice is very good. All right, fuck y'all. Let's talk about West Brom versus Sheffield for about 3 seconds.
Here's a game that will put us to sleep.
All right, here's the rundown. Unlucky with the pen shout. I've seen that given.
Yeah.
So you're talking about West Brom versus United 1-0 to United.
Thanks, Miles.
Well, I just want the viewers to know what they're
I
listening
appreciate
to.
that. I appreciate that. I might have.
the Fernandez challenge on, I can't remember who it was, but it was soft, but I've seen them awarded. So I think they were a bit unlucky. And for me, it's probably the most attacking I've seen West Brom be in ages.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
It was
very
very
crazy.
It was good. And it was pretty dumb to give away that pen.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think you got to be a lot smarter there. Even though it's quite close range, he completely turned his back to the ball, left a hand out. It's like, mate, put your hands on your ass. Like any good defender does. Even if you're going to turn by instinct away from the ball, get your
him
fucking
down.
hands out of there.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Johnston, really, he's making a lot of saves.
I feel like he's the only player we want to talk about.
Yeah,
when we
I know.
get to them. He's pulling out saves every week.
I know, he makes some really good saves. Unfortunately, not exactly going after West Brom's goalkeeper.
No.
Yeah, I think it's clear
full
to
credit
say
to him.
on this podcast, we are not getting you to pick up any West Brom players at the moment.
Yeah, we want a disclaimer out there
Yeah.
saying no West Brom.
Yeah, and we've just started to get back on that Burnley train. All right?
Yeah, we're just getting on.
We're warming up.
Yeah. But
Like,
we've
we're
been
stoking
saying,
the
prove
fire.
it to
We're
us.
stoking the
Yeah,
fire.
Like we would say, we know what you can do. Just like Sheffield, we're saying, we're steering clear of you, but prove to us that you guys have
us
that
wrong.
defense.
Yeah, 100%.
So just on Johnson, second highest in saves this season so far
Wow,
on 38.
Behind,
Darlow on 41.
yeah.
big bad Darlow.
They mentioned that in the
Big bad
Chelsea
Darlow.
game. It's like seeing the most action. And you don't want that.
Darlow, Johnson, Ramsdale, then Areola from Fulham.
Okay, so we'll talk about Sheffield now. They played West Ham. Kind of surprising West Ham didn't get more, but I guess this is kind of the result you'd expect with a 1-0. If Sheffield are playing well, they're, grinding out results, and maybe they didn't get the goal and they let one slip here. But yeah.
Yeah, a few chances for McBurney, hey?
Oh, McBurney.
There were
love
some
him.
good ones too.
Yeah,
He did really well to generate some power for that header that came in.
and he's got to score 1v1.
Oh, that was poor, wasn't
Got
it?
it. Yeah.
But that's the classic, isn't it? You just see not that top tier striker.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely don't weigh high percentage of them converting that. But from those chances, there's a bit of attacking flair coming back to Sheffield's play against a team like West Brom.
Yeah.
Attacking flair?
Yeah.
That's a big
It's
word.
a little just spark. It's just a little spark. It's a little fire.
Well, man, they had it last season.
Yeah.
They really did.
And you saw that coming out with their fullbacks, Baldock, very early on, bombing down the wing, creating a few opportunities.
I think what they got to do? They got to make Lundy a defender again. All right.
on fantasy.
So everyone jumps on
that's
him,
what's fucked the system.
gets the confidence up.
Yeah, Ludi.
They're like, guys, one of our players is owned by 70% of fantasy. We're doing good.
Yeah, good one, guys. All right, we're moving on from this game.
So look, we didn't have any point scorers besides participation points.
Participation points.
So we'll skip that.
We'll skip that. And
I'll just jump
honestly,
straight
we'll skip
into
form too, hey?
skip form, and I'll
Skipping
give
ones
us-
to watch?
Skipping ones to watch.
Sorry. Okay, but we won't skip your prediction.
I'll do a prediction.
I think you should.
West Brom 8. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Whoa. I've written it down. It's sealed.
I'm gonna say
Sheffield 8.
I'm actually gonna say 2-2. I think they'll actually score some goals against weak defense.
Bit of a spicy punch up.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe we'll see.
I disagree.
McBurney with a double.
I disagree with this one. I think Ben Mee will get 2 goals.
He's got 0-0 written all over it, but
Yeah, I think so, but none of my predictions have come true yet, so I'm just gonna do random ones until then.
fair enough.
That's why I did one.
Mate, it's like
all.
me with horse betting. I don't know what to do. I bet on form. Do I bet on just a funny name? I still don't win, so I just do whatever.
Just go colours.
Thank God this isn't a horse betting podcast, as Heato calls it.
No,
Now-
it's the Ben Mee podcast.
Yeah, you know it is. Speaking of Ben Mee, Southampton versus Man United.
Oh, this is a good joke. I like this.
Okay, Southampton play Wolves 1-1.
Yeah.
Kind of didn't expect this, but I'm not too surprised by it.
Yeah, look, I thought it would be a draw. I thought there'd be more goals in it. But being an owner of Neto Walcott, I'm actually pretty happy with this result.
Yeah, you would have been happy with that game.
Yeah,
Waking up a happy boy this morning.
yeah, very happy.
Yeah.
Look, because someone's written it down poorly, I don't know who predicted the result, but they predicted 2-1 to Southampton. So not far off.
Not far off.
I think you probably could have had a double from Walcott as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. Actually, even a hat trick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
there was that other one.
There was that other one. But that
Fantasy
1v1
goggles.
though.
Yeah. I know.
Oh God. Hey, did he want to pull it any wider?
I know.
And the
It
bend-
was rubbish.
and the spin on the ball just made it look even worse.
Yeah.
It's just pulling away from goal as soon as
Yeah.
it gets to the byline.
It was trash.
was-
We all
Yeah.
know it.
And then I love the commentator's point though. He's like, "Oh, yep, that struggle when he's been playing through the middle previously.
Yeah, I
He
know.
hasn't been able to get that.
I know, I heard
forward
that.
play position he's always wanted.
And he's unable to finish. So sad.
Only finished happens.
Yeah, but Walcott could have had a lot more points there.
For sure. And Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about him?
He looked good again. He didn't score.
There was
So
a chance that he
He had a
just sent
really
wide.
good chance. And just you reminded me when you were talking about Walcott's spin. Armstrong, he had this great chance and it started on target and then it just started fizzing everywhere and just like missed the post. But I think Armstrong is definitely one to watch for sure.
I agree with that.
Where do you rank him at the moment? Because I'm looking at the rough form guide to give you
Sure.
some idea. He's sitting around Eze, Tillemans, Mount, Walcott. How are you feeling about him?
Look, I rate him more than Easy. I think Easy will be a bit bipolar and just have maybe some big hauls and just lots of blanks. I think Mount I would rate higher just because he's in a higher scoring team around better players and Chelsea are just scoring so well. But yeah, I'd put him above Tielemans, for example, and I actually think he's quite close to Fornals, but I think Fornals is a little bit what's that?
Hit and miss, inconsistent.
Well, actually a bit better than that. Like, he's got better,
got a little bit more to him.
yeah.
Attacking threat.
Yeah, just composure and just finishing. It's
I have
just
no idea what word you were thinking.
yeah. I was trying to think of the word. I
Ben me.
yeah.
That's a word on everyone's mind at the moment.
Okay, so, well, I think we should move on to not West Brom. Manchester United versus West Brom. They won 1-0. Martial, he's just not really become the player we were all thinking he might this season. I remember he was kind of hot property at draft, and
He was really hot property.
and I don't. It was within good
I'm
reason
glad
too.
I didn't.
I know,
go
me
there in
too.
the
I'm
end.
very glad because now I'm looking at him. I'm like, fuck, you look like the same Martial we've always seen, and just not making good on some chances in that game.
Has he scored a goal yet?
I'm not
not the statistician.
Well, he's
of
definitely
this.
not played for a few
I'm not
weeks.
the statistician of this podcast.
He's definitely not played. for a
I'll
few
get it up,
weeks.
but I can't
While you're
remember
looking
him
at that-
actually scoring.
Well, while you're looking at that, my boy Fernandez score another pen. 50% of his goals are pens.
It's
he's-
insane.
There's another stat for you. And I'm not a snack guy.
Yeah,
How about
he is a pen wizard. But sorry, I just looked at the stats. He's on 9 points for the whole year, and he's got 1 assist. That's it.
But he's played 4 games of 90 minutes,
Yeah,
1 game of 27, and then 3 not played.
yeah.
So it's not
But
a
still,
great point return for someone who would have been drafted quite high.
that? Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Injury hurting
low
him there a
value at the
bit
moment.
and poor form. So, yeah, we're not seeing good stuff from him there. And, Fernandez is pretty lucky to get a goal there because his first one was saved.
And the second one, it was also off the line, but because he scores it, they let it stand.
Well, because the cheater, if you're cheating
I know,
and he
but
still scores, then you got to give it. You got to give it. You
know,
can't
but I
go,
still-
the other guy was cheating. If they called that every time, then every fucking goalkeeper will be stepping off their line every fucking time because
Yeah.
they're like, I stepped off my line. That penalty doesn't count.
but then they just gotta-
No, I was off my line.
But then they're just going to keep doing it. They've got to eventually do it right, and then get a yellow card if they do it for too many times. But I don't know.
What reality are you fucking talking about? If he's off his line,
Mate, it's a reality where fucking VAR is fucked and the referees don't know what they're doing. So I'm not surprised.
I disagree
this
with you.
bullshit hasn't come
I disagree with you.
It's 2020 reality.
Unfortunately, it is.
I know. Well, I'll talk about some top point scorers here. There's a couple
do it.
here. McCarthy with amazing saves in that game deserved it. He got 7 points, 3 bonus points. Not a clean sheet, but 7-point haul. Kind of shows you when these lower team keepers face a lot of shots, they can actually get some decent hauls.
And then turn that into bonus points.
Exactly, yeah. Walcott with 7, Adams with 7 and 2 bonus points. He's just kind of on a roll at the moment. He's stepped up.
Yeah.
Big time.
Good returns.
Fernandez with very consistent returns lately, 11 points, 3 bonus points. Definitely a man in form.
And my king this week.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, take it easy. Who's AWB?
Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, Wan-Bissaka. Okay, sorry. I had to think about that one. 8 points from Wan-Bissaka. Lindelof with 7, and then a bunch of clean sheet points with De Gea, Harry, and Teles. Mata also throwing in with 6 points there. Mata, I feel like, has maybe given them something that they haven't had.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely starting over their new boy.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't he? So-
I'd be looking at Mata right now. Like, he's holding a position and they've been in better form since he's been playing. Maybe it'll,
Well, he's getting a couple of points.
Maybe it'll
here
keep
and there,
happening.
So, yeah.
keep an eye on Mata. The boy's a legend amongst the Chelsea fans.
Oh, yeah. The chosen one.
the chosen
one. But not played a lot of games, but the times he has, he's got assists.
We're rambling here about the chosen one.
Chosen one.
Let's give him an idea of what informed players we can see here. I mean, Jay Adams, Walcott. I mean, with some terrible finishing, he's still getting in good areas. McCarthy is another one to mention there.
I still rate their defense.
Defense is
Man
good.
U, we've seen them struggle a little bit to score goals occasionally, so I still rate them against that. Then they've got Brighton, then they've got Sheffield.
Yeah.
So Southampton defense, I'd rate quite strong for the next few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. And then, with Manchester United, they've got Southampton, West Ham, Manchester
Hard fixtures,
City.
man.
Yeah, not easy fixtures for sure. But, they could grind out some results here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of goals from them, and most likely Fernandez.
Yeah.
Not looking at clean sheets for a lot of those fixtures if those teams keep up their form. Can we get a prediction for this one?
We can. Southampton 2, Manchester United 2.
Oh my God, I like that. That's good. All right, let's talk
guys.
about a game that we may talk about for a little while here because the Chelsea.
The
fans
Burnley
are in
game?
the house.
Ben me?
Can we go back to that?
I'd prefer
Does
to.
that count as a mention for
prefer
this
to.
one? Because I'd started talking about Chelsea Tottenham.
Yeah.
You got Ben Me, and I feel like that counts as our one for this one.
Yeah. We're on the edge.
Chelsea versus Tottenham. Chelsea, they like scoring goals right
Yeah.
now. A lot of them.
They should have scored a lot more.
They should have scored more. And I think there's only really one person to blame for that. Werner.
I thought you were going to say me because I predicted 5-0. Cursed it.
No, it should have been 5-0 because Werner should have got a hat trick.
Yeah, Werner
100%.
It was interesting. I heard the commentators say something about him that I didn't necessarily know before he came to Chelsea, and that was that he takes a lot of chances. Like he takes a lot of shots, doesn't score that many, but usually gets one.
That's a high volume, yeah.
So yeah, he's more of a percentage guy.
I'm sweet with that.
I'm sweet with that too.
Yeah.
Like he obviously performed well, but it's one of those things. Sometimes you're going to sit in there and be like fucking banging your head. And I was definitely doing that in that game.
And then even for assists too, like that pass that he
He should have just
laboured
taken
on
himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't know. I think he's been in the position a couple of times this season where he should have passed, but he's taken it himself.
Surely him in top
And-
form would just bury that.
For sure. And I think Frank's
pre-Chelsea.
just spoken to him, just said, look, you're always in these positions, but just know that your boys are coming through as well because he's always ahead of the pack.
Is that on the WhatsApp group you have with them?
Yeah, I'm
Is
chatting
that
to
what-
Frank, don't
thought
worry.
so, yeah.
Do you think that Tammy psychs him out a bit? Because something I've noticed about Tammy is that every single time the ball doesn't get played to him, he's head in hands.
Yeah. He's emotional, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's
Chucks
like
a strop.
he's like running with two hands in front of him most of the time when he's open. Like, yeah, give me the fucking ball, give me the ball.
Is that why
Like,
it takes so long to get into the box? Because he's running inefficiently with two arms in front of him.
all right, mate, you've got him in fantasy. You know he's a good player.
No, I don't.
Don't you?
Bobby's got him.
Oh,
Bobby's got him.
Bob's got him.
used to
I
have
thought
him.
you got him.
And
I had
You
him for a
dropped him.
while. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
It was my swing player.
I'll have to admit something to you.
Oh no.
I knew that you were going to pick up. Not that you mentioned it in pod or anything, but I was looking at who could pick up Tammy that week because I wanted him. But I got 3 decent strikers. Well,
Yeah.
I probably should have dropped him for Wilson, but he was in form. And I said to Bobby, pick him up.
Oh,
Because, and then I saw that you put him
Well
in the
done.
waiver.
Well done. I'll take
So,
that. I'm happy.
Tammy
with
would have completed my team right now.
I
But
think so.
enough about Tammy.
Yeah.
I love Tammy.
You know, I
more
think-
about
Wait, was it
Werner,
about
though.
Tammy, your
No, no, no,
ex-girlfriend,
talking about
or-
Werner.
No,
Okay.
we've spoken about Werner. Like we could speak about it for days. I think we should talk about Chelsea defense because that's the one thing. I know that we've been scoring a lot of goals, but we haven't been letting a lot of goals in, and I think that is so important for this Chelsea team going forward.
You know
Yeah.
who you versed this week, though, didn't you? It was Newcastle.
Yeah, but have a look at our
Participation
past
medal
results.
for that.
We just
clean
beat
sheet.
our clean sheet record. They're the most clean sheets kept in a row.
Yeah, and
Two?
Okay, Thomas.
well, look, I mean,
it was a
look,
Premier League record, motherfucker. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
no. So look, we let one in against Sheffield the week before, and then Burnley, Ben Mee, he couldn't hold us out, unfortunately. And then we kept it clean against, United. So, this Chelsea defense is becoming rock solid. And I'm
Yeah.
excited because I have the Delta.
Well, you got a nice test this
Oh,
week
Yeah, I know.
against Tottenham.
This for me is not title deciding, but it's definitely up there.
I think it is.
It's fucking exciting. I fucking hate Tottenham.
Look at these two Chelsea boys.
I hate
back in
Tottenham.
the top 4 in the race.
When are they playing? Let's get
Buzzing.
together. Let's fucking get together and watch this thing.
It's
I
a big
hate
game.
Tottenham. No offense to Tottenham fans, you're a bunch of legends, and they're a bunch of our favorite listeners. But I hate Tottenham. So moving
Don't
on.
worry, guys. I hate Chelsea, so I'm throwing some shade this side.
Anyway, it was great. I think we should quickly talk about Werner. Just as we said before, he blasted through those 2 Newcastle defenders. I think it takes serious intelligence to know that those 2 players are going to struggle to choose who's going to go for him. Like, I think he knew.
Or
in
just
my
knew
opinion.
they were from Newcastle, and if he scared them a little bit, they'd wet their pants.
Yeah, good.
and fall
Well,
over.
that worked. And he finally came through, provided the assist. He got a goal. Abraham got a goal in this one. Abraham's looking real good too.
Yeah,
When he's not
solid.
running with his hands out.
Well, he does. He scored the goal running with his hands out. So, it honestly, he's proven. He's proven with his hands out.
And I think Rudiger looked really good. It was his first start this game in the Prem, and he had 2 really, really good international games. So I think that's going to give Lampard.
Thiago will come back in, though, yeah?
I think so, but I think
so. But
you
Rudy
know,
did play well.
he played really well, and I think it just gives us really good options because personally, I'm not a massive fan of Christensen. Like I don't rate him too
He's
much.
shit.
But can I say something? Just because it gives Chelsea fans options and Chelsea options doesn't mean that's good for fantasy because rotation.
Yeah, rotation.
So I would almost be looking from a fantasy perspective at that a little negatively, like Heato was just then. He was saying, will Thiago lose his spot? I'd be going, oh shit, okay, Thiago's 35. He's definitely going to be rotated.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already done a job in solidifying Chelsea's defense.
Yeah.
Now, how often is Frank going to hopefully quite intelligently rest Thiago because he's obviously important?
Yeah. It will be easy as well because we're looking at this game. They played Newcastle. I think he'll play someone like Rudiger or Christensen.
He'll be back
instead.
against Tottenham.
Yeah, he'll play against Tottenham and any of the top 10, probably top 12 teams. But the bottom 8, you could probably count on him playing one of the
Champions
the
League
other ones.
games.
Champions League midweek though, just to throw a spanner in your works. Anyway, let's talk about Tottenham. They won 2-0 against City. Huge accomplishment. They look so dangerous. Attack, defense, they look really good.
They played them perfectly, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it was such a good game. Lloris is seriously playing so well.
Yeah, I know. We've trash talked him like privately for a few seasons now.
I think this is one of his best seasons besides that first year that he came.
I'd agree with that for sure. I think Mourinho is definitely having an effect on that team. And, you know, that doco that we've all been talking about, it just seems like you have such a good insight into Tottenham now. Like into where they're at, who is going to be played. Like that, the doco did so much for fantasy, I think, and like it just into showing you insight behind the players, who Mourinho likes. Like he definitely doesn't like Dele Alli. He definitely likes Son and Kane, and Son and Kane are killing it.
Yeah.
They're just
Really
such a good duo.
Again, even when Kane's not doing anything directly, he's pulling defenders away so that Son can run in behind for that first goal. You could see it perfectly. I think it was Diaz or Laporte followed Kane out, and then suddenly it opened up the space.
I know.
Beautiful through ball from Ndombele.
And then a great finish on
A nice
Son's
nutty.
weak left foot, but nutmeg.
I don't think he has a weak foot, Sonny.
No, I don't think he does. I love Sonny.
He's too
I mean,
cute.
I do hate Tottenham.
God, is the
but
player I feel
love
like
Sonny.
everyone would want their team to sign right now.
Yeah.
When Tottenham was shit, I was like, how the fuck is he still at Tottenham? How is someone not coming and be like, here's 80 mil. Boom, give me Sonny.
Well, it's because they had Pochettino, and Pochettino, they all loved him.
But they didn't do anything for ages though. Like,
Look, in draft, I would be giving up a lot to trade one of them in.
you'd have to. You'd have to give
Like I would,
multiple players for
Yeah.
one.
like I would, you know, look, I've got Son and Stace has Kane, and I'd just give him De Bruyne and like Wilson for Kane. I don't know if he'd take it.
Can you stop proposing trades on the podcast? Stace doesn't even listen.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I'll message Stage, don't worry.
No, I like that you put that in perspective.
I
And
would
I
give
think
up
I
so
agree.
much.
I think, I don't know if I agree. Anyway, it's interesting. It is interesting. And I think that you got to value him so highly.
imagine if I gave him De Bruyne and Bamford for Kane. He'd be stupid not to take it, but he'd be silly to give it away as well.
It's what almost 50-50 in that if De Bruyne gets back to normal form,
Yeah,
that he wins that trade.
he wins that trade.
But
yeah.
if he stays on the trajectory he is, you win with Kane. But also Kane's one fucking little tight hamstring away from not playing for a month.
So let me run through the top point scorers for this week. From
Yes,
Chelsea,
sir.
we've got Tammy with 9, 3 bonus. James doesn't have
You
any
got
points.
8 points.
Thank
2
you.
bonus.
Thank
Yeah.
you. 8 points, 2 bonus.
Oh, good.
I normally have it in front of me on the spreadsheet here, but it's missing. I don't want to point any fingers. Chilwell, Chili Chills. Chili Chilwell with 7 points.
How dare you? He does so much work and then he misses one thing.
Yeah, I know I do.
I did on
So-
purpose to make him look like an idiot.
Yeah, well played, motherfucker. All the defense got 6. Mount with 6. Werner with 5. Points. Werner should have had way more. I'd still be saying he's going to get a lot of good chances. He's going to get points this season.
Oh, for sure.
Lloris, 10 points, 3 bonus. Yeah, that says a lot.
A lot of saves.
Yeah. Son with 10 points, 2 bonus. Dial with 7 and the defense with 6. Lo Celso and Ndombele with 6 as well. Like fucking heaps of points across these 2 fixtures. So it will be interesting to see what happens this week with points. Informed players, like countless informed players from both these teams. I don't think they're worth listing.
I think one I just want to throw on the side, potentially Mount.
Yeah.
In the last 3 game weeks, he's had 2 assists. So 6, 2, 6 in points.
Yeah. He's
Just on the
consistent.
down low. Just
He motors
he's
along.
playing. He's in there for crosses.
He's the Frank Lampard of this team. And I hate
I was
to say
just going to say the same thing.
he just needs to start scoring a few more goals.
bang him in from outside the box then?
No,
Mate,
he'll just
he
be
tried. He nearly
consistent.
did one this week.
He'll be so good.
I think
he will.
is a
He's
nice
very
option
useful
for
player.
maybe further down your team.
Yeah, 4th, 5th mid.
If he trucks along and kind of gets an
I
assist
think even
every
third,
2 weeks.
personally.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, predicting this one is...
I think
it's
it
you,
is
mate.
you.
Oh, I'm getting all the good ones this week.
That's all right.
Okay, so Chelsea versus
Good
Tottenham.
luck.
Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1. I'm biased, bitches. I think we all know that. No, look, I just think that Chelsea is scoring goals for
I think
fun.
Tottenham have got more goals than that though.
Yeah, look, I think this fixture could be anything. I think it could be 0-0.
stalemate.
Well, that's really fucking helpful.
I think it could be 3-1. I think it could be 4-3. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm excited.
Speaking of having no idea what's going to happen, Arsenal versus Wolves.
Yeah.
We'll keep this one fairly quick, I think. Arsenal, they drew obviously with Leeds. Pepe had a chance early off the post from a cross, then followed that up with a red card. What a fucking numpty that guy is.
Yeah.
Saka just doing the same shit that's like pissed off all fantasy players since we first mentioned his fucking name.
Yeah.
Looking exciting and not doing anything.
Yeah, not clinical. Hasn't added that to his game.
Clinical. That was the word I was thinking about. 2 fucking games ago.
If it wasn't the Ben Me episode, that would be the word of the episode. Clinical.
That's it.
It's already been taken.
Yeah.
And there's another Ben Me reference, by the way.
Oh, well done. Miles, tell us about Wolves versus Southampton.
Yeah. So I cleaned up in points. I got bost the goals. They're
Yes,
both
you
in my
mentioned that
team.
already.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. But yeah, there was a really good early chance from Dendonka. Traore actually got the start over Heato, and I was stressing a little bit. I was like, "Oh no, is it finally happening?" You know?
Yeah.
And look, he had a long range shot. It wasn't amazing.
Very speculative, wasn't it?
And then when Heato came on, he did look, quite, lively.
Clinical.
Thank you.
So we haven't got to the goal yet.
So look, I'm quite glad that that's happened, just on a personal goggles fantasy perspective. But look, it was
It was a nice turn though from Jimenez
really nice turn.
Yeah,
to
get that
provide
shot off.
an assist, which I liked.
Really.
But I wished it was the goal. It was only 1 point in it, but
Yeah.
it was nice and good follow up from Neto.
But they're a little bit quieter though, Wolves, this game.
Yeah.
They're not as free flowing and kind of spanking goals as they've done previously.
Yeah, I think he's just got a little work on that wing back system, because he's changed the players so much lately that I think that sometimes they get a bit confused in what they need to do with his way of playing. So I think once they get these new players all worked in, then they'll be a lot better.
Agree. I think they're missing Doherty and
Yeah.
who's the left back guy who's been out for the whole season?
Ben May?
Oh, good old Ben Me. I can't remember his name. Johnny, that's it.
Oh, Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really miss him.
Yeah, and then I think Traore is not, because he has a nice link up with Jimenez. So I think that's one there.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
Take us through the top points.
no, you know what I was going to ask you to?
Oh, really?
Give me a fresh spin on top point scorers.
sure.
Don't just read it like I do it. Give me something spicy.
So in Arsenal, Leno actually he was probably man of the match, and he got 10 points with 3 bonus. Bellerin got 9 with tied 3 bonus.
You got
And all the other defenders got 6 points.
You'd be pretty happy if you picked up Bellerin, right?
Very.
I didn't realize we're on Smooth FM.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Love song dedication.
Shouts out
with
to Richard
Miles.
Mercer. He's my man. I always wanted to be him when I was growing up. And for
love
Wolves, it was pretty limited, but it was just Heato on 6 and Jimenez on 5.
Neto in the Neto.
Neto in the Neto.
Neto in the ghetto?
Neto in the ghetto. Is Southampton the ghetto? Oh no, Wolverhampton. They played in
Wolverhampton ghetto.
the Wolverhampton ghetto.
It's black country, man. Black country.
So I think the informed players really no one from Arsenal. Wolves, exactly as we said. You got to be expecting Himi, Neto, maybe Traore, but he's not really informed.
Yeah, if he comes back, but I think I wouldn't expect him to keep. Oh, they might keep a clean sheet. So I'd be thinking about their defense this week potentially.
Yeah.
As well against Arsenal.
Yeah. Okay. Miles, are you going to predict this? bad boy?
I've had a bit of a think about this one, and I think Arsenal will score. Sorry to take away your clean sheet prowess, but I think it's going to be Arsenal 1, Wolves 3.
You said 3 with such
Do you think Arteta's going to sub himself on just so they can score a goal?
Maybe, actually. I'm not sure Heato was really known.
But he'll
for
just
that.
pick up the ball and run with it and score.
I'm going myself. Fuck you.
Look, I just want a massive, like, I want to know Arsenal fan TV are listening to this podcast, and I just want them to hurt a bit.
Yeah, they need to, mate, they already are hurting. They need to sort their shit out.
Yeah.
Arsenal fan TV, shout out. Love you guys. Leicester versus Fulham. Liverpool kind of trounced Leicester, and I'm really actually quite disappointed by Leicester there.
Couldn't handle the heat, mate. They couldn't handle the heat.
Okay, shut up. We've already heard enough. Oh my God, that's a note. That actually is in the notes. Couldn't handle the heat.
Had to put it. Mate,
And
they couldn't. They didn't step up to the plate.
They didn't come to play, that's for sure.
No.
Liverpool really dominated them. Heato, what did you think?
They didn't take advantage of our weak backline, to be honest. They didn't press, or they tried to press Milner, but it didn't work. Vardy was really quiet. They just couldn't break through the lines.
Maddison back.
Chances. Yeah, Maddison was back, pulling a few strings, but not adding that final touch, and Vardy looking a bit off. And I think Schmeichel kept it down from potentially even more. He had quite a few good saves. There's a few goal line scrambles.
That's a good bloodline there. That's a good bloodline.
I know.
I think anyone should be hiring Schmeichel's kid if he has one. Straight off the bat. Like, I would
go for the
Just
try.
sign him at 5 years old, eh?
I reckon I'd be
Mate,
paying
out of the womb.
Schmeichel
Out of
to
the
produce a kid. I'd be like, what do you got for me?
Yeah. Yeah. How much for that sperm?
100 mil. No, that might be a bit big.
God,
That's Kepa money. That's Kepa money. We won't talk about that.
What's the down payment for the 100 mil they'll buy him for in like 30 years' time?
100%. Look, Leicester, one bad result.
No, but what a team to verse to get yourself back on the horse.
Exactly. So anyone that you might have been doubting from Leicester this week, don't worry about it. Fulham will sort you out. Now, Fulham, they lost 2-3 to Everton. It was kind of surprising, as we said. They were pretty poor in defense. They were giving away the ball a lot. It was a good goal from Cordoba Reed. Is that Cordoba Reed?
I just say Reed. It's too long.
Took the starting position off Mitro. It was a nice finish, like heavy touch, nice finish.
I know. He got lucky that Pickford didn't come out for it because it was a very heavy touch, but made it work for him.
I got lucky that Pickford didn't come out for it. Another Pickford slam there from Heato, the big Pickford fan.
Yeah.
He's so shit.
Miles, another penalty missed.
Yeah. I was watching this game live, actually, and there was like so many indecisive moments of who was going to take the pen. And I was just like, Rubes, just step up and take it, because Rubes won't miss it. Okay. He won't.
Rube.
Yeah.
Ruby.
So I was
Just
talking
make the
about
fucking keeper take
Loftus
it.
Cheek here, just for our new audience. But look, they did make a game of it in the second half. I was actually a little bit proud of them to keep going against such a strong team in Everton. But yeah, look, fantasy wise, I'm still steering way clear of Fulham.
I agree. I think, I was pretty... we've talked about Lookman looking good a lot, and it was a great run from him to provide that goal for Loftus. And Loftus with the finish, like standard.
Good finish.
Just relax.
I love Ruby. And
me too.
I think he's going to actually perform really, really well for Fulham, for their capabilities. But look, we'll see if he actually becomes a fantasy pickup.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Well, the informed players there aren't really any informed players for Leicester. They are the ones that we talked about the week before. And Fulham, anyone here?
Not really, to be honest. Potentially Loftus and Lookman, but I wouldn't be backing them straight away. I don't think Fulham have got that in them. But yeah, I think Leeds will bounce back and
Predict.
have a solid win.
Predict.
Leicester, you mean?
Leicester, sorry, not
Yeah.
Leeds. Seen the LE in the name.
Yeah.
Throwing me off.
All good.
I think I'm going to go Leicester 3, Fulham 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I think Fulham might have a goal in them.
Yeah, just even they shipped 3 against Liverpool, but I don't know, it's Fulham, so.
A bit of a fun one to round this pod. West Ham versus Aston Villa. Neither of these teams really performing crazily well. I mean, West Ham beat Sheffield 1-0. Fabianski was in the action obviously early on, making a lot of good saves. He's been incredible. For them.
some solid points this week.
It's poor attempt from Souček off that Haller chance.
Oh God, yeah, that was put wide. You could have gone back-to-back weeks with goals there easily.
Yeah, and I feel like my opinion of Bowen is dropping. Does that anyone else?
Yeah, me
feeling that way?
too. I think he's now at the point where he hasn't done enough for a few weeks.
Yeah.
He
He's
looked
kinda
so
dropping
good for a
down in
moment,
rank.
but now I'm like, no.
I think he's just going to be like how I talk about Leeds. I think he's going to have those crazy weeks where he gets a double digit and then he just has blank, 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 blank.
Just like you, Miles, shooting blanks.
Yeah.
Now,
I hope not. I want to be a dad.
all right. Sorry,
so
sorry.
he
That was below the belt,
He hasn't
like quite
scored-
literally.
He hasn't scored for 5 weeks, so I'd almost say the form he had of 3 goals in 2 weeks of just being a blip of promise and points. It's
Yeah.
now 5 weeks back to back.
Promising points.
Maybe
That's so
when
dramatic.
Antonio comes back, he might get a bit.
Oh yeah, boy, my
True
boy
that.
Antonio.
True that.
Okay, so Aston Villa, they lost 1-2 to Brighton. I think maybe something. Well, I think that Barkley had something to do with that. Coming off after 2 minutes injured, he's been quite important to them lately.
Yeah, brutal. I just picked him up this week.
Oh, I know.
So hopefully it's not long term.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop him.
You should have picked up Walcott instead of me. I mean, I would have because I did. But
Look, I was listening to you, mate. Last week you were saying I should pick him up, so I did. So.
yeah.
Definitely worst pickup of Game Week 9.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It wasn't the greatest from Villa's defense to allow Welbeck's in. Like, yeah, with that kind of high press, you're,
In their own half, it was a bit
Susceptible.
aggressive, but
nice finish as well from Welbeck to really get that goal. And then yes, was it Solly March?
Solly March.
Curled it in past him for the other one.
Curler.
yeah.
It was beautiful.
But that defending they had for that goal was not great either. You could see the laziness of the midfield to get back and defend him. So I think they struggled a bit defensively, but there's only one shining light in defense was Konsa with a nice goal.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was a great ball in from Traore. Good finish from a defender, which you'd not normally expect that type of
Goal of the season,
goal.
Heato?
Oh, God, no. God, no. Don't even try with that.
He loves to call it. He loves to call
You're not
it.
even tempting me with that goal. Fucking hell.
All right,
You don't
Heato.
know me at all. Look, you don't know me.
Stop being so upset and tell us the top point scorers for this week.
Okay, so looking at West Ham, we've got Haller with 9 points, 3 bonus. Fabianski, 9 points, 2 bonus. Cresswell and Masuaku, 7 points, 1 bonus. The rest of the defense, 6 points, and then Fornals was 6 points.
Can I say something now that the pod is nearly over?
Now you're going to interrupt me. You gave Miles shit for cutting you off with points, and now you're cutting me off.
Fabianski, one of many goalkeepers in this game week to get bonus points and a high haul of points. And
Want to know whose team he's in?
didn't
Yours, mate.
Yeah, picked him up this week.
good job. Look, I'd be proud of you if I didn't already have Pope. It's just showing that like these teams that are facing a lot of shots on their goal, even if they're not keeping a clean sheet, they're getting decent points. And like for example, there was like
Well, he had a cleanie this week.
He had a cleanie this week.
Yeah. 1-0.
My bad.
But no, you're
But
right.
yeah.
He did keep a clean sheet. He saved a few goals and he got the 3 bonus points. So
You got a couple of bonus. But yeah,
it's all
just
quiet on
showing
the
you
Western
points.
front over here.
Look, I'm just looking that I made a mistake somewhere
That's
there.
all right.
But,
That's all right.
But still, yeah, again, good points for keepers.
Yeah, definitely.
They're really actually scoring points. They're viable point
Yeah.
scoring opportunity these days.
100%. Well, let me wrap up Aston Villa quickly. So Konsa 8 points, got a bonus, and then Traore with 5 for that cross in. And I think, yeah, moving forward, looking at Villa, I think you'd still rank them just as high as before after this little blip.
Yeah.
They're attacking players.
Well,
See
you
what
don't think
happens
that
with
loss of
Barkley.
Barkley will affect it?
I think they're still kind of good. I think they're still good without him.
I think they'll work it out.
yeah.
They've got some okay fixtures: West Ham, Newcastle, Wolves.
West
So-
Ham has such a good defense, though, and if Barkley was providing that pass before the goal and some attacking threat,
It'll be interesting for
it
sure.
will be interesting. Who fills Barkley's position?
I think it's McGinn.
Well, I think Traore came on for him.
Yeah.
He didn't start, so I think he came on for
So
that.
when a team scoring a lot of goals, maybe he'd be someone to have a little peek at. He did get an assist this week, and monitoring how long that Barkley will be out. As we talked last week, it's good to keep an eye out for injuries.
Yeah, definitely.
This might not be the best example, but
it is an example nonetheless.
thank you, Miles. Wow, it's rare I get support from you. Now,
Before we move on, just quickly, bet me.
oh yeah,
I don't think we'd said it this
wow,
game.
I know it was close. We nearly got through the whole pod without saying his name
In one.
every game. Let's get a prediction.
Yep, it's your prediction.
Back to me.
Yeah,
You rounded
give
off.
I get all the good games.
yeah.
2-1 to West Ham. I'm sorry, I didn't do my prediction voice.
No, that's all right.
Oh, you don't like it? Okay. Fuck you.
I would prefer if you gave a normal voice because that prediction voice creeps me out.
I love it.
Puts me to sleep.
Miles, now can you explain to us? We'll wrap up this week with our game. Miles, lead us into Kings and Peasants.
Yes.
How do we play?
We're going to play Kings and Peasants, and it's where we pick one king. So it's someone on a higher tier level, someone like an Aguero or something like that.
Top player or a top informed player.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then we have to pick a peasant as well. And it was us three competing against each other, which is fun. And we're going to start introducing it to our fans in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. Should we give a
and
quick score check of
Do
where
a
we're
quick
at?
Score check is so the loser is Whitey on 47, and second place is Heato on 67. Made a good catch up this week to me being the champions of Kings and Peasants at 73. So we play this game just like draft, and the last player goes first. So Whitey, give us your king and then your peasant, please.
Hopefully we have some backups picked this week, boys.
I choose.
backups.
I'm choosing Dominic Calvert-Lewin as my king,
Yep.
and I choose Fornals as my peasant.
I'll give it to you. Just because you're so far behind.
Fuck off.
Heato.
All right, so my king this week is going to be Vardy.
Every fucking week, Heato.
Please tell me you have a backup.
I
week.
do this
Oh,
week. I
thank
do.
God.
I've got a couple.
Okay, I want to run a couple of peasants past you.
Jeez. You sound like someone selling slaves.
this
I'm just going to run a couple of these peasants past you. What do you value them?
A weasel maneuver. I like it.
Yeah,
I
come
like
on.
it.
Come on.
Hit
Let's
me
hear
up.
Okay,
it. Let's
first
hear it.
one, Diggy.
No.
No.
Are you drunk? He's had half a beer.
I said I want to run a couple through.
Premium defender.
Come on. Keep him running.
Okay, next one, Bamford.
No, we
No.
said that last week.
Hasn't scored though.
Said it last week. Get out.
Okay, last one, Cancelo.
Look,
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. I'll
Cancelo.
give it to you.
Because you look desperate.
Good, because that was my last one.
We all know.
All right. I have to go to my list now because I've had a few taken off me. So, look, see, I take risks in this game. I'm going to go Mane with no form.
Good.
Huge.
Okay.
Good for our listeners to know that you just go off like a whim.
And I'm going to go just something random. I'm going to say James Justin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Playing that fixture against Fulham.
Playing the fixtures, boys.
Yep.
Playing the
Well, and also we can't repeat a pick again, so that's why people
Yeah.
might think, oh, why aren't you picking certain players?
Yeah,
We might have already used that player, so
that's correct. Yeah.
Well, good luck, boys. Another good week at the Fantasy Premier League podcast.
That's
Draft
it.
Boys.
Draft
exactly.
Boys.
And guys, if
Boys,
you're
boys.
listening and you like the pod and you want to review it on Apple Podcasts or anything, we'd highly appreciate it. So
Yeah.
more people can find it.
Just help our algorithm a
enjoy
little
it.
bit.
Yeah.
we've
And we're
been,
reading that shit.
Yeah, we've got some massive boosts this week, so we really, really like the interactivity.
Interactivity.
Is that a word?
Yeah, sure. Clinical.